everyone. Starting with the newspaper analysis for 2nd February 2023, we of course have the budget to discuss via an editorial in the Hindu, followed majoritarianism justified by legal news updates as well as news updates. Now coming on to the highlights of the budget. The economic survey that was placed in the parliament before the presentation of the budget in 2023-24 has laid emphasis on the point that India has stable income that existed before the outbreak of the novel coronavirus pandemic. One of the most important things to note from the economic survey is that the GDP growth is still 7% below the pre-pandemic levels, and the same can only be combated if the government decides fiscal consolidation is of utmost importance to keep the macroeconomic stability in light of the upper tolerance limit and aggregate fiscal deficit. The finance minister making a greater allocation to infrastructure spending and the capital expenditure GDP to 3.3%. The Reserve Bank of India has estimated the multiplier effect of capital expenditure at 1.2, and that should help revive the sagging investment climate. Fiscal adjustment shall also be achieved by containing the quality of public spending. Subsidies on fertilizers have been projected to be shrinked to a greater extent, and the free food grains program under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, the PMGKAY, has also been discontinued. On the personalized taxpayers to move to the new tax regime with no concessions and lower tax rates. Coming to the next editorial on is judicial majoritarianism justified? As the recent majority judgment of the Supreme Court, judgment by Justice Nagaratna is being hailed for its challenge to the RBI's institutional acquiescence to the central government. These questions are blind acceptance of numerical majorities in judicial decisions when substantial interpretation of constitutional provisions are required. In such cases, constitutional benches consisting of 5 or more judges are set up in consonance with Article 145, Clause 3 of the Constitution. 7, 9, 11, or even 13 judges. This is done to facilitate decision making by ensuring numerical majorities in judicial outcomes. 145 Clause 5 of the Constitution, which states that no judgment in such cases can be delivered except with the concurrence of a majority of the judges, but the judges are free to deliver dissenting judgments or opinions on the same set of arguments and written submissions. In light of the same, any differences in judicial decisions can be attributed to a difference in either the methodology adopted and the logic applied by the judges. May fall into either methodological fallacies and errors or be limited by their judicial hunch respectively. Our constitutional history has innumerable such meritorious minorities. The dissenting opinion of Justice Case in 1976, upholding the right to life and personal liberty even during situations of constitutional exceptionalism, is a prime example. Justice Subba Rao in Khadak Singh versus State of UP case upholding the right to privacy, which received the Judge of India case. Further, it has also been found out that the Chief Justice of India is a part of the bench. If the Chief Justice of India is a part of the bench, the rate of dissent is lesser than when he is not a part of the bench. Such situations call into question for a judicial determination on questions of national and constitutional importance. Coming to the news updates, IMF approves a $4.7 billion loan for Bangladesh. The loan is to help Bangladesh cope with the soaring energy and food costs that have sparked huge protests. Equatorial Guinea Roka Bote has been appointed as the Prime Minister. President Teodoro Obiang Nguema Wasogo has been ruling the country since 1979, made this declaration of her Prime Ministership. Of giant sea scorpion, scientists have discovered a giant Asian sea scorpion species in New Mexico that lived between 307 and 303 million years ago. Hibertopetrus lambsdelli was over a meter long and likely lived in a marine. Such hibrotopedrid sea scorpions are exceedingly rare worldwide, and with this newly earthed fossil being found, the fourth and the most reliable such specimen which has been reported from the United States. Adani takes over Hafia port for 1.5 billion. Critical partnerships in Israel that include the Elbit Systems, Israel Weapons Systems, and Israel Innovation Authority. New India Assurance NIA launches pay-as-you-drive vehicle insurance policy that charges premium based on usage of vehicle. Usman Khwaja wins Shane Warne Men's Test Series Player of the Year Award 2023, named in honor of the legendary leg spinner Shane Warne, who passed away last March. Khwaja polled 22 votes to win ahead of Marnus and Steve Smith. UPSC Director General of India, DGCI, heads the Central Drug Standard Control Organization, which is responsible to ensure quality drug supply across the country. It also has the authority to give approval to new drugs and regulate clinical trials. Trishakti Prahar. As a part of the exercise, swift mobilization and deployment practices were carried out in various locations across North Bengal. The exercise was aimed at testing the joint operational readiness of the various forces and the synergy between them in a networked environment. Godrej Sara Lee Limited versus Excise and Taxation Officer cum Assessing Authority, it has been held by the Supreme Court that a writ petition should not be dismissed on grounds of alternative remedies when only questions of law are raised, not proper to dismiss without examining whether an exceptional case has been made out for such entertainment. So even though writ petition is offered as the last resort, it should not, the ground for dismissal should not be that there is an alternate remedy that is available. So friends, this enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more legal, financial and general news updates. Thank you.